Hello YouTube. This week I've got the keys to a 2019 Lexus ES350 F Sport. Let's take a look. So this is the 2019 Lexus ES350. First time they offered an F Sport. The ES wasn't offered an F Sport before. This is the large sedan. It's based off the Toyota Avalon. It's front-wheel drive, which is the only sedan from Lexus that's front-wheel drive. The others are rear-wheel drive based or all-wheel drive. And it's a large car. Typically, it used to be kind of, I'm going to say used to be because it used to be kind of big and dowdy and ugly looking, and now it looks a lot sportier, especially in this, in this F Sport trim. It's a really nice looking car, but it still drives like the previous ES in terms of quietness. It's super, super quiet. This one here is $55,000. It starts at $45,000. It's got almost 10 grand. It's like 9,800 or something of options, which is the F Sport 2 package really, which builds on top of, I think, the premium package. It's a gorgeous looking car, I think. I'll show you the trunk here. It's funny, I noticed the Avalon, see if I can get this open because the button is in a hard to find spot and it's kind of tiny. The Avalon has folding rear seats, but this one does not. It's only got a pass through, which is interesting. So I guess it's stiffer than the Avalon. Haven't driven the 2019 Avalon yet. But it is a large trunk, and they say the hybrid has the same size trunk as the non-hybrid version. So this is the 3.5 liter V6. The hybrid is about $2,000 more. It's got larger wheels. Base model comes with 17s. This one has 19-inch wheels. Now the interior is stunning. This dark red, or that's kind of a mid-tone red, I guess. Interior. Hopefully the camera picks it up. It's an interesting color. Looks really great. Let's hop on into there. These seats, the front seats are amazing. The back seats, tons of leg room. You've got a couple of map pockets back here, 12-volt adapter, or plug, sorry, and a couple of USB ports as well. There's not much back here. You've got your armrest with your pass-through, and you've got a cup holder, of course, in there as well. It's funny how there was snow there. I don't know how that happened. They are comfortable, though. Not bad. There's a sunroof. It's not panoramic or anything, just a regular sunroof in this one. And you take a look at that dash, and you'll see it's quite gorgeous inside. I compare this to the Avalon I checked out at the dealership, and for the price difference, they're almost exactly the same price, the Lexus and the Toyota version. And the Lexus interior is just that much nicer. And if I had to pay $3,000 or $4,000 more for the Lexus, I think I would just to have that interior. So let's go around front and take a closer look at that. Kind of want to show off these seats in the front here. These black stripes inset. Now this isn't leather. This is the new tone, which is kind of a fake leather, but it faked me out. I had no idea this wasn't leather, and I've felt the new tone before, and I could tell the difference. But this one here is seriously gorgeous, and will probably wear better than real leather. Actually, probably won't be all cracking and that. You can see these seats are pretty nice. Let's hop on in here. It's got ease of entry, so the start button, you can see the steering wheel will come forward, my seat goes forward, and you get some bings, and then this all kind of starts up, fancy schmancy stuff, and you get this dash. This is all LCD digital dash. Radio stations and that on there. You can pop the map up, so you've got this mouse-like thing here, so you move it around, or sorry, touchpad-like thing. It's not the greatest control device, but you get used to it. But I think I'd rather a dial, to be honest. I really love Lexus interiors, but I think that I would go with a dial. And you can do a split screen here too, so we can put, say, our music on that side and our map on the other side, or the other way around. You can flip it around. You can check out your climate controls in there as well, and then you can go into your menu here And, you can have your audio come up on the main screen, and then you could switch this one to navs or something like that. So, and you see, even though I don't like it that much, it's pretty quick to use. And I haven't used it all that much while I'm driving, obviously. And you still see I'm pretty proficient at using it. There's a few little tricky things in here, like if you keep your cursor there to get up to the display setting to turn the screen off and adjust camera, and that you can adjust different colors, and there's lots of kind of stuff in here. It's got cup holder up here with a get this out of the way here, couple USB and an auxiliary input, and we've also got cup holder here which has a false bottom that you can push this and it lowers down, so if you have a shorter cup or a taller cup, that solves that. And you've got your center armrest here. Not a huge amount of space, but it has a 12 volt power, and it's got a QI charger, and I think that's a USB. Is there a USB in there? There's no USB in there. It's got the QI charger here, which, does my phone fit? That is a question. Samsung S8 Plus. Oh my god, it fits. Well, I don't know if it'll charge though. Let's see. QI charger's on. Phone does not fit. Oh, maybe. But then it's just going to fall out. So it doesn't quite fit. You can turn that on or off. That's quite an expensive option, I believe. You have to, if you just wanted the QI, you have to kind of go to a bigger package. Not super important, I don't think. Radio controls, as well as being on the touchpad, you can also go quick. You have quick buttons here to get to the radio, and you can seek your tracks right there with these quick buttons. You got a quick volume knob here, as well as a radio tuner on behind the knob, as you can see there. I'm turning, and that's kind of nice to have. It's like quick buttons like that instead of having to go through the menus. Again, I also your climate control, and it has heated and cooled seats, as well as a heated steering wheel, and you can leave it on automatic and it'll just kind of turn on full when you come in and it's cold, which is already nice and warm steering wheel. And then it'll go down from there, and it won't turn on the passenger if the passenger's not there. Passenger sits down. I don't know if I can get that to turn on. Anyways, the passenger sits down, and those will turn on as well. Nice little analog clock up here. You've got some dials up top. So this is your normal and eco and sport mode. So if I flip this dial, it says Sport S over there, and we can go Sport S Plus. And I think that's kind of gimmicky in ES. I'm not sure how many people are going to use those modes in an ES. I tried it for a second and switched it back to normal. You've got your traction control button over here on the left, and it seems to only work when you're stopped. I tried to turn it on when I was moving, and I got nothing out of it. So there's your traction control on the left, and let's see if I hold it, what happens. Traction control turned off, it says, and then there we go. VSC turned off, pre-collision brake system unavailable, so then you got all your lights off. And again, you have to do that when you're stopped. Over on the left, hard to see, you've got your brightness for your dash and your odometer, trip computers, and on the steering wheel, tons of buttons. I mentioned it in one of my other videos, forget which car. They got rid of the little stalk that was down here for your cruise, which I loved. You could do it in the dark without ever looking at it. Now they've gone to the steering wheel controls. Not sure why Lexus has done that. They've been using that stock with cruise control since the LS400 in 1990. So I don't know why they would have changed that all of a sudden. I love it, and all the Toyotas and Lexus, it's just so much easier. You get used to it, right? And then it's just easy. I'm going to turn the fan down here. Getting loud in here, although probably not being picked up. Car's idling right now. I know my microphone's not going to pick that up because there's no sound. So here's your cruise control, and it has radar cruise. And if you don't want to use the radar, you just hold this button and then wait, and then it'll be regular cruise that's on. And you can see the regular cruise will just light up there. You've got the radar cruise adjustments, and you've also got lane turn assist, I guess, or lane tracking assist, I think it might be, sorry. And that keeps you kind of in your lane, and it keeps the steering wheel straight. So it's actually kind of annoying. If you're driving on the highway and you've got lanes and it notices the lanes and you have it on that mode and you're holding the steering wheel, it's constantly adjusting the steering wheel like this, and it's constantly trying to keep you dead center of the lane. Like if you try to go over to the right of the lane, it's kind of fighting you, and it feels like it's fighting you all the time, and it wants you to be dead center of that lane. And you start to get nauseous because it's doing this instead of a nice smooth arc. And anyways, didn't drive with it on. Tried it, turned it off. It's got automatic high beams, automatic headlights, of course. It's got windshield washers, and it's got all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's got three memory seats. Oh, the mirror here has 3 garage door openers on it. It's auto dimming mirror, side mirrors, auto dimming as well. So it's got all those kinds of things. It's got a light here and a mirror, and a light and a mirror on the other side. It's got the sunroof, which I can't open. It's got SOS, which is a Lexus safety system. Sunroof can't open because it's basically frozen now. Well, I probably can, but I don't want to take a chance. What else? It's got CD player, XM radio. It's got a ton of stuff in the system here. You got apps. You can, pair your phone. You can do, I believe you can do Android Auto. You can definitely do Apple CarPlay in there. I've seen that come up. You've got regular gear shift, so it's not some weird funky thing going on here. Regular gear shift. Feels nice in your hand, actually. It's funny for a thing that you basically use once every time you drive and then leave it. It's got sport mode, and then you can shift it up and down with this thing, or you can shift up and down with the paddles. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-speed automatic transmission with that 3.5 liter V6, and it goes super smooth. So fuel economy is rated at I think 9.1 overall. I'm actually averaging 9.5. Of course, now I'm sitting here idling. It was lower than that. Now I'm sitting here idling, and it's gone up a bit. Last 2 ES350s I drove, the last generations, I averaged just under 9. And this one I was 9.2, but it's been super cold. It's been minus 20 Celsius for the whole week almost. On the left here, you've got menus, so you can flip through these. So you can see over there on the left now, I can kind of flip through different things like radio stations and that, and then I can go into navigation, and I can also see my drive info and other security settings and car settings. I can go down to vehicle settings, and you can change that in there. Anyways, there's lots of stuff, and so you can move that. It's kind of cool. It's you hit that, and it makes this sound, and it's the whole thing, the whole screen moves over. How did I do that? There we go. And it moves over. It's pretty cool. It's like this ring, this metal ring, moves, but the screen. So it looks like it's a real dial moving, but really it's a screen, right? So it's totally faking you out. There we go. So fuel on the right hand side there. And I still have that lane thing on. I'm going to turn that off because it is annoying. That's pretty much it for the interior, but as you can see, it is gorgeous. I absolutely love this interior. Let's take it for a drive, and I'll explain how it drives as we go. So this car is on winter tires. The first thing you'll notice when you get on the road with this car, tiny bit of engine noise when you accelerate, barely noticeable. It's dead silent. There is zero road noise, zero wind noise. Cruising on the highway, you can cruise for hours and not even notice. It's when you're stopped at a light or a stop sign like this, it's almost like it's an electric car. The engine's running. I'm surprised it doesn't have start stop. Actually, that surprised me. That's one feature these days I'm kind of expecting now to have a start-stop feature, so the engine shuts off at a light. The engine's not shutting off. It's at 1,000 RPM, idling, and it's dead silent. You can't even tell it's running. If you've got the radio on at all, you'll never notice it. There's zero vibrations. If you sit there and feel for vibrations, there's no vibrations. This steering wheel feels amazing in your hands. And, if you want to go fast, you stomp on it, and it downshifts and downshifts and downshifts, and the thing just pulls hard. I mean, it's 300 horsepower V6. Takes regular fuel. It's not premium fuel like some of the other Lexus vehicles, because I think they realize that buyers of these vehicles, they just want to drive their cars. They don't want that premium fuel to be, a thing that gets in the way of purchasing this Lexus. I'm sure it probably does have some tune in there if you put some premium fuel in there. It's not required though. What else? It's dead silent. It rides awesome. If you put it in sport mode, I didn't really notice a difference in the ride. I didn't see anything in the brochure about them changing the suspension for the F Sport model. It was kind of just like some trim, some metal trim, some pedals, like the aluminum pedals, the badging, bigger wheels, the seats, which I think are pretty much totally worth it. The seats are amazing. So that's what you get for the F Sport trim. There's a few other things in there. There's head-up display, which you probably can't see in the camera because I have it very dim. But that's what you get. So there you have it, the 2019 Lexus ES350 F Sport Edition. It's running right now. No wonder it's quiet inside. It's even actually quiet outside. And I just noticed these cool Lexus logos in the lights. That's kind of a nice touch. Actually, I love one of these for a daily driver. It's super comfortable, quiet. Front-wheel drive is really good enough for me for the winter. I don't know why you'd need all-wheel drive unless you plan on... I mean, I'm out in the country. You plan on driving in some major fields or something, but I already have an all-wheel drive vehicle if I wanted to do that. Sleek-looking car. Drives amazing. Be a tough decision between the ES and the GS because the GS is quite a bit more expensive and this car really has it all. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and like this video if you like this video or this car.